Well, good morning, guys. It is Controversial Tuesday. And on today's episode, we are actually having a bit of a setup because Billy thinks that we're here to talk about commission cutters. But what he doesn't know is this episode's actually going to be about you, Billy, because it's his 23rd birthday. So we're all set up
God.
for commission cutters, but we're going to be talking about you this morning, guys. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Well, thank
Happy
you for the
birthday
introduction.
to you.
I've been sung this 3 times this morning. I'm feeling very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Oh, happy birthday, Billy. Happy birthday. So,
Thank you.
yes, you've done all that research on commission cutters, which we'll save for next week. But today's actually going to be about you. I've got a whole lot of questions for you, Billy, because you actually grew up inside the walls of Novak from when you were
Yeah.
15 years of age. Seriously, that's pretty impressive. And now you are one of the most promising young agents at Novak. So I actually want to talk with you this morning just about that journey. You all dressed up in your striped shirt, ready for Melbourne Cup. Listen, how good that you have
Right.
the whole of the country throwing a party for you today.
So lucky. I almost think it's a bit too good to be true. I'm a bit nervous for later. But look, guys, I brought out the stripy shirt. It's the one I've been saving in the closet for a while. So yeah, it's gonna be
Let
a
me
great
guess,
day.
have you got the horse socks on?
No, I've gone plain with the socks.
Oh, you've gone
and
plain with the striped
over the
shirt. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Did you dress yourself, Billy, or your girlfriend dressed you?
No, this is all me.
So, Billy, let's talk about your journey because it's really quite an interesting one. You started at Novak when you were 15 and now
Yes.
you're 23. I literally feel like you're my surrogate son. I really do because you have grown up. You have grown up with the business.
I promise you it feels the other way around. You know, Lisa and Mark have been like my surrogate parents, and particularly, you know, 2 people that I've lent on for, you know, pieces of advice that sometimes mum and dad can't give you, you know, when they're not, you know, doing what you're doing in work. So I've come to think in the last few years, you know, you take the advice from the people who have what you want. I'm a big believer in that, and it's been a fantastic 6, you know, just over 6 years now.
It's incredible.
Work.
So tell me, Billy, what do you remember that first week at Novak?
Yeah, so to cut a long story short, I did year 10 work experience at another real estate agency on the other side of Sydney with family friends, and wanted to carry that on, but didn't have a car, didn't have a means of transport to get there, and it was like an hour and a half on a bus. So I was like, no, that's not sustainable. I'll look for something local. And then a friend, dad, introduced me, you know, to Mark, and so it all kicked off with come in on a Saturday, you can do reception, learn the business, and you kind of went from there. Saturday turned to Saturday and Sunday, then school finished, and it just sort of took off.
It rolled on from there. So, you know, you definitely didn't start in sales and you definitely did work your way up.
Yeah.
Then you transitioned from there into, where did you go from there?
So from property management into Lisa's team, I was Lisa's right-hand man for about a year. And
yeah. How was that? How was that?
Well, we were a team of 3, so we were growing the team at that point, and it was funny because I kind of followed the positioning for whenever a space opened up, I would move into the space and continue learning. So when the position opened up to come into Lisa's team as the PA, I was like, wow, this is the opening into sales. It quickly made me realize that there's lots of different facets within the business, and so you can definitely get your teeth sunk into a space that you're really passionate about, and that was sales. You know, it was a nice transition.
Yeah.
Probably.
And that's exactly right. Like, you know, and the great thing is, Billy, you took all the stepping stones to get you to where you are today. Guys, for anyone who's just tuned in and who is confused, Billy thought we were talking this morning about commission cutters, which we will do next week, but it's Billy's birthday today. So I set him up and we're talking all about Billy this morning for the next 10 minutes. If you've got any questions, feel free to shoot them through. Billy started with Novak at 15 and today he is 23. What's the hardest lesson that you've learned so far in real estate? Like, you've been in real estate for a reasonable amount of time. What do you reckon's the hardest lesson so far?
I don't know about a hard lesson. Look, it's a beautiful industry where you get to meet some incredible people. I'm just reading all these beautiful comments come through. Brendan, good morning. Anka, good morning. Thank you for your comments, guys. Look, the thing that I actually love about the industry the most, I'll maybe come back to your question in a sec, is that you get to meet some incredible people that you would never say as a 16 to 23-year-old, now get to meet in a social setting and then sort of work for them. So I just feel very lucky, to be able to rub shoulders with some incredible people, work with some incredible people, and you wouldn't get that anywhere else. So really having that property transaction in common, whether you're helping with them buying or helping them with selling or helping them purely just with a search or meeting them out on the street, you wouldn't get to have that conversation elsewhere. So that's been good. But look, there hasn't really been any hard lesson. You're just constantly learning. There's no barrier with age.
And you learn well, Billy. Like, I know you very, very well. We've obviously worked together for a long time. I've watched you grow up. I do feel like you work, Mum. I really do. But, we work together. We work hard. We do laugh a lot. We try to have fun, but the stress levels are high. There's a lot going on all the time, and I'm constantly, you know what I'm like, Billy. Like, I'm constantly like, have we done this? Have we done that? Have we done this? Have we done that? I'm like a Rottweiler, and I won't stop until things are done, and I love things done right. But you learn well. You listen and you take everything in your stride, and you've done incredibly well for 23 years of age. You really have. But not only that, you're just an all-round great guy. What you see is what you get. I know Brendan's on here watching, and I'm sure Brendan's going, this is true. What you see is what you get. You are a great guy. I remember when I first met your mum, your beautiful mum, many, many years ago, she said to me, Billy is like the Pied Piper. People just follow him around. Children love him. Adults love him. And it's the truth. I'm often saying that to you. You are literally like the Pied Piper. There you go. This is true.
Thank you.
Billy, when was there a moment where you first thought to yourself, I've actually made it? Has that moment happened? And by that, I don't mean money. Like, I don't define success in terms of money. It's so much more than that. But was there a moment so far in your career where you thought to yourself, this is it, I've made it?
Not really like the made it feeling. There's hundreds, probably thousands of little wins along the way that give you that satisfaction. And the little wins are like meeting a person to go and put up a sold sticker together. Like, that is so much more than I've made it feeling. So there's enough of those, hundreds of those, thousands of those in the course of a year, 2 years, and 3 years that gives you that satisfaction. But yeah, personal goals, yes, they get met and checked off the list, and then a new goal gets set. It's a nice feeling. But the work we do is really, really satisfying. It really is. You're a part of someone's a big moment in someone's life. And the average person transacts like 3 properties in their lifetime. It's crazy, right? So
that's the thing. Like, anyone who thinks that real estate is all about making commission is definitely in the wrong industry. Because it's just like what you're saying, Billy, like, it's just so much more than that. It's just so much more than that. Like, I'm often saying to people, we have the capabilities of being able to change people's lives, and there's not a price that you could put on that, and that should never, ever be underestimated. I'm fortunate. I get to work with some incredible people, not just like you, Billy, but people that, you know, that are clients that often become friends. And, you know, we do go on this big emotional journey together. And I work with a lot of downsizers, and, you know, the what we're able to do for these beautiful people is, as I said, it's got nothing to do with commission. Absolutely. I had this conversation with a vendor last night. Absolutely nothing to do with that. Billy, who's been your biggest influence or mentor to date? It doesn't have to be someone inside a Novak. This is not a setup.
No, not a setup. There's been a couple. As I said, I really do look to the people for what I want and what they've got. So if they've got what I want, I will follow that. Simple as it sounds. So there's different people for different things, you know, like obviously mum and dad have been big parts of setting up what I want in a family scenario. But you know, Mark has been probably the business mentor, and then there's people outside of the office that I've you know, been lucky to rub shoulders with. So lots of people. My grandfather as well. This is one of his ties. People know me for wearing my grandfather's ties. So there's things like that, just small things. But yeah, I think I was listening to a podcast last night, and that agent, what they said very well is it's not like you get two personalities in real estate. The guys that and girls that operate in my opinion the best way are the ones that just do themselves. And you know, so the circle that you bring outside of work, that comes into work, and then vice versa.
I love that. That was the Justin Merendino one. Was that the one that I did with that agent? Yeah. What a
really
that was
listen.
just really good, really good listen, guys. Jump on to I do a podcast called 25 Hours, and we had that Justin Merendino, the Italian guy. And didn't he have some great things to say? What a gorgeous, what a beautiful human he is. Okay, Billy, if you could give your 15-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
It would be just keep your head down, keep working forward, and all of the little wins will happen. Not quickly, but they do come quite suddenly. So
that sounds like a Lisa Novak quote.
Yeah, whether it be the little goals that I'm talking about just ticking off along the way, or whether it's the bigger stuff. It's funny, like that's one of your sayings. That's so true.
It's so true. And here's another great piece of advice for you, Billy, and for anyone that is watching out there, because I know we're coming into HSC season. I think we could be in the thick of it at the moment. Yeah. You know, so again, to anyone who's watching who is thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't get into university, neither did I. I don't know whether I don't, or you, Billy. It's a funny thing about real estate. Lots of people that didn't quite make it into university, or did, and studied and just decided that they were going to, you know, dive headfirst into real estate. Most people have never regretted that decision, and most people have made a really great living out of it, and done really well for themselves. So, you know, but the best piece of advice that I can give is, and this is actually from Mark Novak, but I literally stand by this piece of advice, and that is just walk the grey line. Walk the grey line. It's a hard thing to do. And by that, I mean the people that we've seen over 25 years that have come through our business, and they almost got, you know, to the end where the rainbow was, and you saw them, they were walking the grey line, which can be quite boring and monotonous at times. And then they decided to diversify and take you know, move right or move left. And all of a sudden we were like, no, it's like watching a car crash in slow motion. The people that walk the grey line, and they do it really well, and that is just turning up every day, turning up every day, turning up every day, turning up every day, and not doing anything else but that. They're the ones that we've seen through our lives that have really, really succeeded. You do that really well, Billy. You honestly do. It's just it's a pleasure working alongside you. As Mark said, I feel like sometimes you're an old man wrapped up in a young person's body. The music you listen to, you put it on at open homes, and I'm like, what? I love this music, Billy. I'm 53, you're 23. How is this even possible? But you are, and you know your parents should be extremely proud of you, because you're an absolute credit to them, and it's just been a joy watching you just get to where you are. And it's not going to end for you because you're just an all-round great guy, and I can't wait to celebrate with you today.
Thank you. That's so special. What a beautiful episode. We'll bring the commission talk next week.
The
But
commission
yes,
talk will come.
to the HSE people, I actually say take it in your stride. If uni is not falling into place for you, or you already have plans of your own, don't go against the grain. Follow it. Follow, you know, what feels natural. Follow what falls into place. Just run with it, because I knew I didn't want to go to uni. Didn't necessarily want it to be full-time real estate, but these things do fall into place.
Absolutely. And some of the best people that we've seen come through our business were not great at school. So don't think that's the end of the road for you at all. It is definitely, definitely, definitely not. We could interview all the team in our office that are all successes in their own rights. And I can tell you now, most of them probably, I hope no one comes at me, but I think most of them probably didn't do too well at school. So it's definitely not the end of the road. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't try, guys. You should always be doing the absolute best.
Oh, sorry.
So, no, all good, all good. All right, Billy, happy birthday to you. See you a little bit later on. We're going to be down at Hugo's having lunch a little bit later. We're going to have half a day off, but we've got lots of work to do and some deals to do in the meantime. But have an awesome day, guys. Thank you so much. If you're confused about the commission cutters, this was a little tribute to Billy on his birthday. We'll have that session next week.
Thank you. Have
See
a great
you guys.
day, guys. Cheers.
See you, Billy.